working hard. We talked about repetitions earlier.
Yeah.
Working hard is quite a controversial topic in 2023.
Which is weird.
Do you see what I mean, though?
Yeah. I'm probably not in the circles where it's controversial. It's like, they're like, gravity's controversial. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, sure, man.
It's controversial in the sense that there's like toxic work.
Oh my God.
You know, there's toxic hard work. And I think society prescribes a certain amount of work which is good.
Yeah. By their definition of, like, I'm going to say some stuff that's going to bother some people. I work all the time. I have no hobbies besides working out, if you can consider that a hobby, like 4 times a week. That's it. I work all the time. That's all I do. And I work until I can't work, meaning like my output per unit of time starts to drop precipitously. And then I know that I just need to take a break of some sort. And then I usually binge some sort of television because that's what for me works. Some people are like, I garden. That's not me. Netflix, I'm good. You know what I mean? Or dark room in a movie theater, rocking. And that's okay. Like, why do I need to take their expectation of what they want? Like, they're like, that's not healthy. I'm like, define healthy. I do as much as I can of the thing that I want to do with every minute of my day. Why is that not healthy? Why do you want me to do something that I would prefer to do less? Because I do what I do every minute of the day because that's what I want to do. Almost like, how dare you cast your expectation of your life onto me? And to be fair, to the same degree, they can not work at all. Doesn't affect me. Like, I'm a big advocate for destroying should, the word, in general. Should is just like the expectation motor of like all of our psyches. You should go to school. You should get a degree. You should do this job. You should marry her. You shouldn't stay up so late. You shouldn't work so hard. You should be more balanced. You shouldn't be working out so much. You're not working out. Like, there's all these shoulds that other people tell us. And it's like, and you zoom out and then you see that it's a galaxy with a little dot of dust. It's like, should what? There is no should. Do what you want to do. At least that's how I see the world.
That pressure applies to both ends of the spectrum, doesn't it? Because people that quote unquote overwork, they get hit, come back into the middle. And that people that underwork, they get hit, work harder. And then the presumption there within society is that there's this sweet area in the middle where it's optimal. And like the question should become then, like, what is the measurement? Like, what are we measuring? Are we measuring, when we're defining this amount of work as good work or healthy or whatever, is the real measurement my happiness and my fulfillment, in your view? Is that what you're like? Is that your measurement? Or is it just fucking how you feel?
I work because I enjoy working. And I'm sure that if I stop enjoying working, I won't work as much. Like, just being really, like, I'm not being simplistic to be, annoying. I work because I enjoy working. And if for some reason I didn't get reinforcement from work, I'm sure that my amount of work would go down.
Is there I think about like human needs.
Yeah.
But are there any human needs that are being sacrificed by always working in your case?
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah. I mean,
which gets to the point of the measurement, which is like, how do I feel?
I'm good. Yeah. A lot of people really overanalyze a lot of things. And like, I don't think, well, I do spend a lot of time thinking about death and things like that, but I usually use those as frames to give myself permission to do the things that I want to do. And just do them without hearing the judgment that I know that other people would probably cast on my life. They're like, why don't you have kids? Like, because I haven't wanted to yet. And that's okay. And if I want to later, I will. I'll tell you an argument that I got into. So I was
You got into an argument?
I did. I got into an argument with my stepmother. So Layla's father's, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, it wasn't her. Different person. It's fine. Anyways, I was at the kitchen table and she said, I would never want your life. And I was like, what? She was like, it's so unbalanced. I was like, okay, how? I was like, do you feel like I'm not in shape physically? I was like, do you feel like business-wise, financially, I'm not fit? Do you feel like romantically, like my marriage is in some way like not good? And so I like, where do you feel like I'm unbalanced? Or it's just that I do more than you, or I do things differently than you do. Because to the same degree, I wouldn't want your life. And that's why I don't have your life. And that's why you don't have my life. So it's good that we don't want each other's lives, because that would be tough, wouldn't it? And so that was the argument that we got into in so many words. And it just came down to the idea that, like, I think that person was casting judgment on themselves because maybe on some level, maybe they did want some aspect of the life that we had. And I hope that doesn't sound like weird, but it's just like, I think we all do this. We see something, we're like, and then we look at our delta, and then we either say, man, I would like that, or we cast stones at it so that we don't feel bad to our ego and say, like, no, there's something wrong with it. They're not happy, whatever. And I would say that if there's one thing that I will try and beat out of me until I die, is caring what other people think. And I think everybody cares what other people think. And I think over time, we just care a little bit less. And so I feel like I'm 30% better than I was 10 years ago. And maybe in 10 years, I'll be like 30% better than that. But that 30% has been very meaningful for me because it's enabled me to do things. Like, I got married in 8 days. None of my parents were there. And I'm cool with it because that's what I wanted to do. And I work with my wife every hour of every day. And people are like, is that healthy? I'm like, I don't know. We like it. Why do you care? Like, how does it affect you?
Here's a trap, though. Yeah. I can relate in many ways to what you're saying. And I mean, my team will know that instinctively. One of the traps we can fall into, one of the risks when we have that perspective, is that we kind of cast that expectation on others, people that work with us. I think entrepreneurs oftentimes, when they have that drive, which is sometimes driven by a shame or an insecurity that comes from their childhood, so often, maybe not too often, but so often, that when they lead people who don't have that same insecurity, shame, whatever, that predisposition to workaholism, whatever you want to call it, they struggle to relate. You know?
Yeah.
Have you had that?
Sure. I think that's okay.
Have you had to work on that?
Layla's better. I say that judgingly, but like, realistically, I think we try to maintain a culture of high performance, and we're like on the screening parts on the front end. We're like, these are the values we have. Here are examples of those values at play. So it's like, if your shift ends at 5 and somebody asks a question that's going to take 30 minutes to answer at 4:59, what do you do? That's an interview question. We're like, and we need you to be honest, because if you say you would work, but you would actually be dissatisfied, you're not going to do either of us justice, because you'll come in and you'll get fired quickly, and that'll be hard for you and hard for us. So like, we want you to win at whatever you do in life. So Layla's very big on like human first, in terms of how she does everything that we do in the company is like human first, then everything else. You can tell that's why like we're yin and yang for this kind of thing. But I think it's really just about expectation setting and being very truthful and as transparent as humanly possible about like, this is what we expect. If you don't like that, or if your worldview is contrary to this, then you shouldn't work here, because there's another company that totally shares your worldview and you would do great there. And there's other people who feel like misfits in the companies that they're in and then work all the time, and they're frustrated that no one else does. And they're all like telling them they should slow down. Come hang with us, because we'll respond Slack at 5 a.m. on Saturday because we're on. But like, I just hardcore reject there is a right way to do things.